Hey, you guys, my name is Michelle Thompson, and I want to talk to you about something that seems to be a really big issue right now with people, is kind of finding that spiritual space within their heart. And there's so many people out there that are teaching all the bad things about religion. And they're saying, it goes as far as saying that perhaps even the old gods, the mystic ones, or, getting into stuff about Anunnaki, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it really doesn't matter, and saying that they're the demons and stuff, and that they were the false gods in the Bible and all this stuff. Honestly, here's where it really matters, okay? Some people are struggling with the issues with religion itself because they feel like the church is deceiving them, taking their money, and so people are like falling on the edge. They don't know which way to go, and it's a struggle for a lot of people because they're leaving their spiritual self because they decide to leave religion, or they're fearful that they might be serving the wrong God because maybe it's the Anunnaki, or all of the above. And it's hard. The thing is that we're here to grow and to be enlightened, and you can have that spiritual connection with the divine without having to go way off left field and saying, well, I can't do this because of this, and I can't do this because of this, and just feeling like, well, am I going to be punished or sent to hell if I do this? And am I putting myself in a soul farm because of this, of this worship? And it's so confusing for so many people. And I want to just tell you, just let all that go. None of it really matters. What you have to do is you have to connect yourself to the divine, which is God, the creator. Stop worrying about religion and, oh, I did this, or I went to mass. Did I go to mass enough? Did I make enough confessions? Or oh, I haven't gone to church in a while and I feel guilty, or I didn't tithe, and oh my God, this is going to happen, and I'm a bad Christian, or I'm a bad Buddhist. And I got really entrapped in the whole religion thing for many years, and I even changed religions trying to find one that would suit me. And I went from Christianity, Southern Baptist, to going way over here, and I went to Buddhism, and I became a vegetarian, and I became celibate, and I was really, I wore all the little beads, and it's like I got my Buddhist name, which was Shen, by the way, and that was interesting because Shen actually means God's spirit, and that kind of resonated with me on some level, and I really like that. However, even that, and I love Buddhism, okay, because it's such a peaceful journey, but even that, there's rules, and I struggled, it's like, okay, I'm eating meat, and I gotta stop eating meat, or I can't drink because of this, and all the things that I felt bad about. So here, every so often, I would have a glass of wine, or I would maybe have sex, or I would eat meat. And one of my friends said to me, she says, "You're a bad Buddhist." And I was like, oh, geez, if I'm going to do this, I really need to embrace it. And I really tried so hard, but it was hard, it was hard for me. And so I ended up finding a path for me that worked really well, and so it was I kind of got introduced to a pathway called Taoism. Now it's actually spelled Tao, but apparently in the US they're changing it because they're like modernizing it, and it's Dao. And in that, the biggest rule is to be yourself. But it always kind of goes back to meditation, and living in calm and not being in an extreme. And there were so many really good things that I really liked about this. And it's really more of a philosophy than a religion, but on some levels, there's a lot of things that it kind of leans it towards religion. But I see it as a path, a way of life. And actually, there's a book called The Tao Te Ching, and what that means is the path to the divine. And so I really like the word divine. Now, I'm not telling you guys y'all need to become Taoist, and I'm not telling you you shouldn't be a Christian, and I'm not telling you that you shouldn't believe in the Anunnaki, and I'm not telling you that that the ancient Egyptian gods were pretending to be God so that they could get you to do this, or this, or had some sort of alien agenda. I'm not telling you any of that stuff. What I'm saying is that when you get so wrapped up and, oh, it's this, or I can't do this, or this is bad, in any religion, then you start losing the spark of divinity. And that's the key point here, you guys. Losing the spark of divinity is where you start losing self. Now, the biggest problem that I've found with most individuals is that lack of spirit. And it's like lack of purpose, depression, anxiety. And as I've said before, anxiety is when you're worried about the future. So keeping in concept to what we're talking about, then you worry about, anxiety can come from worrying about whether or not you're choosing the right religion or the right belief system. And depression comes from, sitting on the past. Oh, I made this mistake. Oh, I was a bad person. I was a sinner. God hates me. So, just in the context of spiritualism, you can create your own inner warfare, and you can feed the darkness within yourself. Forget everything and just focus on prayer, meditation, connecting with the divine, and allow that spirit to move you, help you. And when you sit in that space of love and you allow that energy just to kind of come into you, your world starts changing. You start being a different person. And all these people that are sitting on the edge, like not sure which direction to go, what I say to you is, whatever it is you choose, be okay and embrace it with all the love that you can within your heart, And if it doesn't work for you, then find a path that does. Because the goal here is enlightenment. It's in enlightenment, what that means is to be enlightened. Okay, what does that mean? Like light, love, feel that energy within yourself, and allow that energy to flow through everything that you do in your life. Helping others, being a good mother, being a good friend, being a good partner, being a good employee. This is a tough life. It really is. And I speak to so many people that are just like ready to throw their hands up in the air and just give up. And granted, I've had those days, you know, where it's just like, it's so tough. It's like, why can't it be easier? Why can't I just float through life and just be, and everybody's happy? And I think that if everybody changed their mindset and stop creating all this war. I mean, come on, guys. You guys are creating the war. You're fighting, the Christians are fighting against the Jews, and the Jews are fighting against the Muslims, and the Muslims are fighting against the whatever. I don't know. I mean, you know, come on, you guys. I remember sitting in church when I was young, and the pastor was basically bashing the Catholics. I mean, why are we doing this? Why are we focusing on who's wrong instead of just focusing on allowing that divinity to fill us? Why do we have to go to a tabernacle of sorts or a temple or a church just to feel God? God should be in your life every single day. You should wake up and feel that spirit moving through you. And if you don't, then pray, meditate, pray, meditate, pray, and you will start feeling it. Now, I don't know. I hear a lot of people say, you know, a lot of different things about that. So let me just explain a couple of things real quick. Prayer is when you talk to God. Meditate's when you listen. So, going on that note, meditation can be a complex thing or it can be a really easy thing. Some people say, well, I can't calm my mind. Well, why are you trying so hard to calm your mind? Don't try to calm your mind. Just focus on something, one thing. You do it all the time because you might focus on negativity, or that your husband left you, or that your kids are going off to school, or whatever. You know how to focus on one thing, okay? So focus on one thing. Start with breathing. Now I'm going to do a whole video on how to meditate, and I'm going to teach you guys a step-by-step kind of like, here's how you do it. And then we'll kind of go from there and see how you guys feel. Now, my name is Michelle Thompson, and I'm going to be doing a lot of videos. I'm going to be doing videos on working with energy. I'm going to be doing videos on finding inner power. I'm going to be hitting everything, every subject. And if you have a subject that you want me to talk about, I want you to feel free to make comments. I want you to tell me what you're looking for. I want you to ask questions and tell me, say, hey, Michelle, this is something I'm curious about. I don't understand about. This is some fear. This is something I worry about. I want you to, you know, let me in on your world and let me help you. And through this, I think that if we can all get to that one space, we're all going to be a much better race. If we stop judging and just start loving. Now, I've set a date that I've piggybacked off a couple other people, okay? There's a woman by the name of Deborah King, and she's doing a healing meditation prayer circle thing nationally or worldwide, I'm not really sure. October the 21st. It's at 2 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time, and it goes on for a whole hour. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to pray for an hour. This doesn't mean that, and if you want to, that's fine too. What it means is that tap in within that window of time, okay? Central Time, 2 to 3. So even if you take 5 minutes just to sit there and pray about the world, ask for peace, then all of us together can make a difference. With the collective energy, if we do this, we can make a difference. Now I'm planning on setting multiple dates to do this so that we're going to get this thing growing to where people are going to have certain dates all the time that we all come together and we do this, okay? And we together, we're going to make the world a better place. So tap in to my channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, I do have a YouTube channel. If you're watching it on YouTube, then subscribe to my channel and you'll always have updates on what's going on and events that I'll be hosting, webinars and all that good stuff, okay? Blessed be to everyone that's listening, and understand I'm here and I have a great support team. I'll be bringing on other people to talk and kind of getting into some really interesting subjects. So that will include relationships and women's empowerment and energy healing and all kinds of good stuff, okay? You guys have a wonderful day. Sit in love. Meditate on letting that divine come within you, okay? Just meditate on love. Just feel it. Allow God's love just to flow through you, okay? Sit there for 5 minutes, imagining that. Focus on that. That's it. Do it for 5 minutes. Do it every day. And you'll be a better person, okay? Have a wonderful day.